$100 stock space. And I will talk about 4 phases. Phase number 1 is a weird technology, nobody really knows what it is, cannot really explain it. Phase number 2, this is always quite funny because a lot of stuff goes absolutely freaking wrong. Phase number 3, and this is the phase where you would love to be as an investor. Yeah, and last phase is obviously the FOMO phase, which is... So welcome to today's vlog, and today we are talking about $100 stock space and why nobody believe in it and why you actually should do that, okay? And this video idea that came to my mind was because of the last weekend where I met some friends, you know, we had a good time. You might see the one or the other video on Instagram where I'm posting, you know, behind the scenes and what I'm doing in life and so on. So if you're interested into that, smash that follow button over there. However, both of those friends that I were out with, they were both space investors, and they are pretty new to the stock market. So when the stock market went down, they actually a little bit of lost the trust in Virgin Galactic, okay? And I'm telling you something right now, or in this video, with references to early companies like Tesla or Apple, just to show you that it's normal that people lose faith and why people don't understand that a company that is working in new technology can be successful. And I will talk about 4 phases, okay? Phase number 1 will be the weird new technology, okay? Where I talk about the new technology and why it's so hard to grasp. The second phase is the buggy first step phase, which is also quite interesting. Then we move on to the it actually might work phase. And the fourth and final phase is, oh my god, FOMO, it actually works phase, okay? So we are pretty much into the second phase of Virgin Galactic, I would say. But let's start with phase 1. If a company works on a brand new technology, it's something brand new and it's not comprehensible for many people. Same like blockchain is maybe very much Egyptian language for many people out there and they don't understand it. And the real game changer is to take a really hard technology or new technology and do the hardmanship and do the hard work and develop something for the masses, okay? Like, for example, the very first computer of Apple was such a nerd machine, but then Apple developed, you know, a very easy to use interface. Then they got the mouse, and they had the monitors and so on. So it was slowly getting to a point where, with the software and all, to a point where the people say, okay, I could imagine having something like this in my house, and instead of using the typewriter, using the computer, because the computer can actually do much more stuff than the typewriter, okay? So this is something that actually was done by Apple. Also, Tesla, the first battery cars, the people say it will never work. There's some huge companies out there that are crashing battery cars in performance, in range and whatever, and then Tesla came out with a very you know, first car of a roadster and showed them that it's actually working, right? And then developed this into the Model 3 and Model Y for the masses. Now this is number 1. The phase number 1 is a weird technology, nobody really knows what it is, cannot really explain it, it's more nerdy, and first the freaks of the industry or some people with a lot of technical knowledge understand it and don't see the huge vision out of it. But it's always need a kind of visionary to form the shape and to create something for the masses, okay? But let's go to phase number 2. So the next phase, phase number 2, is actually the phase where it's the most interesting what the company actually is doing. And with deep tech companies and companies working into the tech space, this is always quite funny because a lot of stuff goes absolutely freaking wrong, okay? You have seen what happened with Tesla, with the first prototypes, with the Model S's and Roadster catching fires and having problems with the batteries, stopped on the roads, you know, having this quality issues with the cars, the wing doors of the Model X. You know, it cannot be with one product, but with every new product, it can be that it's kind of buggy. And the people said, oh, I told you this will never work, okay? Same like they told Netflix and Amazon and Apple, this will never work. And this is like the confirmation for people. And I think this confirmation is then the hardest part for these people. Like when we see like short sellers like this Gordon guy that's still talking shit about Tesla, he feels like, oh, he was right at some point in history, and then he cannot pull around his ego that he might now be wrong on shorting Tesla. So this is the phase that actually turns negative investors into positive ones, the smart ones. They actually say, well, actually, you know, this might work. Let's put down our short, if we have one, and put out the real money into the long position. And this is for example, what Citrus, the Citrus short seller, Andrew, he actually, you know, shorted first Tesla, but then he saw this is something big and then went long Tesla, which was a very smart move for all of his investors. Now, this phase is, you know, usually sit with a lot of bad news. This is like the first couple of weeks of a new product sometimes, or can be in the very beginning of a company. I feel like there's always this buggy phase. Even Apple, when they launched Google Maps competitor, Apple Maps, they launched it and it was so bad that people said, wow, how they can even think about to launching this kind of product. And actually they did, and they were quite successful afterwards, after a very buggy period. But in the end of the day, it is number 3 phase where you as investor want to be in. Phase number 3 is something like we have seen in 2009 with Tesla. Tesla just ramped up the Model 3. They came out of this hole of production hell. They launched China Gigafactory, and people said like, wait a minute, it actually might quite work. And this is the phase where you would love to be as an investor, because this couple of months or even years of phase is where you can have the cheapest price and the fastest recovery of the stock, okay? Like the stock in 2019 for Tesla went all down to $30 and then exploded in the summer, or starting in the summer, I think it was May or June of last year. I will put the graphic right here, as you can see. And then exploded, and people said, okay, it might work. And they have now enough capital. Everything comes together like a puzzle. And people say, wow, this actually might be an interesting company to be in, so let's invest now. And this is actually the third phase before the FOMO phase, before the big people and the mainstream come on board. This is the phase where you want to actually be as an investor. If you really hit this phase on the right spot, you can have tremendous nice pricing to the really nice explosion. I think that somewhere, obviously this is not like a scientific where you say like A or B, it might be that Virgin Galactic is in this phenomena where after the enhancement and maintenance period, people will say it actually might work what they are doing, okay? They took a little bit longer. The first phase was something that we don't understand and how it really works and if it works at all. Second phase, they had a lot of problems, right, with the delays and so on. But now they are flying regularly and it actually quite work. I want to be invested into this company. This is the third phase that is the most important. But let's dive into the FOMO phase, because this is the most adventurous phase of all of them. Yeah, and last phase is obviously the FOMO phase, which is fear of missing out. People will understand, okay, this company has vision, this company has growth, this company has innovation, this company has brand, this company has great people, it has scaling, it has a great premium product or a cheaper price or whatever the advantage is as well that comes on top of all of this. And the people say, I want to be in that. And usually you see in this phases like short squeezes, like you have seen in Tesla shares. People just FOMO into it. People change their minds. People that never thought about it, or they saw it from the side and they saw it's going up. Okay, I will not invest because I don't understand it. Going further up, I might need to look in it, but I don't see, like, I don't know, I'm not like this final investor, you know, into these things. And then it goes further up and they say, wow, I cannot miss that, I'm going on to that. So this FOMO is something that is really, 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 really hard to overcome for many people. Not only in investing, in attending to events, attending to other stuff that you said no to or try things. But this FOMO, fear of missing out, is really something that drives stock prices sometimes absolutely intense. And this is something like that drove the Rivian price up, Lucid, Neo, the Donald Trump spec, you know, all of this FOMO things, Nikola, right? There's thousands of examples that absolutely went wrong. But then obviously you can see also when a company keeps on executing, then you actually see that this is an thing to stay, a company to stay. If they keep on innovating, if they have innovation at heart, this is something very, very, very hard to beat. And how you find these companies, I have put together a big masterclass of, I think, 150 videos. 50 thanks is the code that you should use with the link into below. And you get also lifetime access, Discord access, which is the best Discord out there. And you will be in part of hundreds of investors that chat with me on daily basis, and we talk about stock market, we talk about every stuff. So I'm quite interested into that you joining. Let me know in the comments, and see you tomorrow.